Catholics have 73.
Oh, 73. Yeah, sorry.
Orthodox have 76, and the Ethiopian Orthodox have 81.
So I was talking with the Muslim, and they kind of brought that objection to me.
That's a pathetic objection when they bring it up. They're being dishonest. You want to know how many books God inspired? Well, according to the Quran, it says that Muhammad confirmed the scriptures in the possession of the Jews and the Christians. He confirmed their scriptures. So instead of talking about the differences, let's talk about the commonality. They all agree on the 66 books, don't they?
Yeah, that's something I said, that even all Christians agree on 66.
They all agree on the 66 books. So let's start with the 66 books that they all agree. And then let's see whether those 66 books help your case or expose Muhammad as an antichrist. You're trying to talk about differences in the canons, but ignoring the fact they all agree on the 66 books. So that's number one. Number two, Muhammad confirmed all of it. He confirmed all the books that the Jews and Christians had. So that means if we follow Muhammad like they do, I don't, and Muhammad said to the Jews and Christians, all your scriptures that you have and you believe, I confirm to be from God. That means he would be confirming the full canon, whether the 66 books of the Protestants, which did not exist at that time, 73 books of the Catholic, 76 of the Orthodox, or the Ethiopian, he confirmed it all. He made no distinction. So why are they? But then I would turn it against him, saying, okay, this is what you do. And now let's turn the tables on you, Mr. Muslim. The Quran supposedly came through one man, right? They'll say, yeah. You're comparing apples and pineapples. Why? You're comparing a collection of books written by different authors over a 1,500-year period of history, right? Because these books are not written by the same person at the same time in the same area. Talking about the Bible, right?
Right.
So it wouldn't be shocking that certain Christians would not have been aware of specific writings being written by inspiration, because by the time those books got to them, it would have been later in history. So to be safe, right, they wouldn't just jump and accept the book because there are a lot of forgeries being circulated, right?
Of course.
But the Quran is one book, one man. So instead of comparing a collection of books with one book, compare book by book. For example, we compare Luke and the Quran because the Gospel Luke's written by one man. Any doubt about its authorship? No. Any doubt about how many chapters it contains? No. But then I look to the Quran, and according to your Muslim sources, Muhammad's companions could not agree how many verses made up each chapter and how many chapters made up the Quran. Abdullah ibn Masud, who was a companion of Muhammad, one of four men that Muhammad said, learn the Quran from. One of four men, Muhammad said, learn the Quran from. Okay, he said, learn the Quran from one of these four. He only had 111 chapters in the Quran. And he had verses in specific chapters not found in today's Quran. Today's Quran has 114. But then the second man that Muhammad said, learn the Quran from, Ubay bin Ka'b. Ubay bin Ka'b. He mentioned four. Two of them was Abdullah bin Masud, Ubay bin Ka'b. Ubay bin Ka'b had 116 chapters that make up the Quran. And he had verses in some chapters not found in today's Quran. How is it that Muhammad's companion could not agree how many chapters make up the book and how many verses make up each chapter when they received it from the same man? Was he that confused that he confused his companions?
Yeah, I read that article, and I tried telling them about how the history of the Quran, when Zayd was compiling them, he said it'd be easier to move a mountain than to compile the Quran.
Why?
You know, he said that
if it's memorization, preserve the Quran, so many memorize it, why would that be a problem?
Yeah, that was one of the objections I told him. I said, if everyone at the time knew the Quran verse by verse, why not just go to one person or maybe two to confirm it for witness? But instead, it was a very big challenge. And, you know,
and why were the differences so great? But by the time of Uthman, the Muslims almost killed each other because how they were reading the Quran differently from each other. And Uthman had to burn these Qurans written by Muhammad's companions.
Yeah, that's a thing they still haven't responded to me with.
No, they're not going to respond. So say, people living in glass houses should not throw stones. And your Islamic glass house has come crashing on Muhammad's head.